Okay. Okay. This is the sound of the virtual given. So since no guest is present today, so now it's time to introduce the Toastmaster of the day for the today's meeting. Today, the Toastmaster, she is not from our club. She is not only from our club, she is also not from our region. She is originally from Tamil Nadu and shifted to Delhi since last 27 years back because of the job of her husband. She is also working as an executive vice president at a export house. She is currently VP education for in a Sunday brunch Toastmaster Club at Delhi. She has got two beautiful daughters, and the best part is that both both her daughters are Toastmasters since 6 years, and currently they are distinguished Toastmasters. And the most beautiful part is that they have brought her in the Toastmaster journey. So ladies and gentlemen, let me call upon today's Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi K. Raman. Toastmaster Lakshmi K. Raman, virtual podium is yours. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President. Whether you're acting or not, but today you're a president. It's all the day's performance. Good evening, everyone from various parts of the good evening, good morning, wherever in the various parts of the world. But it is the Zoom meetings, the Toastmasters, which brings us closer. Today, before I begin, I definitely have a fantastic theme today. But before I begin to that, I just would like to ask few of us, who is your best partner in your life? You feel like, can anyone let me know? Can anyone tell me?
Does my dog count?
Okay, great. Yes, of course, definitely, because a partner is the one is everything. Is your life partner is everything. There is no need to be. It doesn't need to be a husband, a wife, or a mother or father. It can be anything. That's great. Your dog is your best partner. Absolutely brilliant answer. I love that. There's something different answer. And can anyone let me know? Anybody else?
My mobile.
Hi. Yes. Your mobile. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, of course. Fine. That's great. Absolutely. So, which mobile do you have, gentlemen?
Motorola G5
Okay.
Fusion Plus.
Absolutely good. Like you, so you have invested on that. So that's what you have to. If your partner is done, you have to invest on that. Great. So my concern is today. I just would like to get into the thing. Your partner is the biggest question. People might say, "Who is your partner?" Oh, maybe my girlfriend, or my boyfriend, or my beloved wife. But how many of us are sacrificing or compromising us in getting a partner? That's $1,000,000 question. A partner definitely has, an ideal partner has grown up. An ideal partner is open and non-defensive. An ideal partner is honest and lives with integrity. I'm not going to read all the other 7 points, blah, 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 blah. So after reading all this thing, they should have a sense of humor. They should, who is your best partner? That's a question now. And I'm not going to answer now. I'm on break. So now we get into our meeting. We have our beautiful session, which is going to have today. That's we have going to have, I guess, 3 sessions: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. So for that, I'm going to call up the general evaluator on the stage. He is going to introduce himself with his partners today, that is team. The general evaluator, I would request you to please come on stage and explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Unfortunately, I am a lady today, so it's a she and not a he.
I'm so
Good
sorry.
evening, everyone. No issues. Good evening, everyone. As introduced, I'm the general evaluator for today. And my role is to evaluate each and every speaker who comes onto the virtual podium. I have a team. I have two teams. One team are the evaluators, the speech evaluators. They will give the evaluation later. But I also have another core team tag role players, the timer, accountant, and grammarian. First, I would like to call upon the grammarian for today to introduce her role. Grammarian Toastmaster Ria, please come onto the virtual podium to introduce your role.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guest. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the listeners, listening carefully to their language usage. I will note any of the misuse of the English language as well as outstanding thoughts, quotes, or good sayings. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is exhilaration, which means a feeling of excitement and happiness. An example of using the word, they felt exhilaration of victory. Another example, when you go on a ride on an ocean wave, when you hear your favorite song, there was a feeling of exhilaration. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the word of the day report and grammatical errors report at the end when called upon to do so. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Ria for the introduction of the role of the grammarian. Now, I would like to call upon the timer for today, Toastmaster Aman, to introduce his role.
Thank you. As speakers, we need to realize that no matter how important we think our speech is, we will always have a limited time to deliver it. We need to remember that keeping our speech within the stipulated time is simply a courtesy to both the other speakers and our audience. So Aman, will be the timer. I am the timer for the day, and I will set the ground rules in the beginning. So for prepared speech section, as you must be aware, we have different sections in our meeting. So for prepared speech section, the allotted timing is 5 to 7 minutes with a 30-second grace on either side. For table topic section, the allotted timing is 1 to 2 minutes with a 30-second grace on the upper side. And for the evaluation section, the allotted timing is 2 to 3 minutes with 30-second grace on the either side. So after on the last minute of each section, I will show a green card. On the last minute, I will show a green card. On the last 30 seconds, I will show a yellow card. And on the last minute, when the timing is over, I will show a red card. So all the best to all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aman. May I know how you're going to show your cards? Will you be sharing screen? Can you please check it out once?
Yeah, sure. So you must be seeing this is the green card.
Yeah.
Can someone confirm?
Yes, it is the green card, but for prepared speech section, it's not on 30 seconds. It is in a minute, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to keep the green card on till the 6th minute. You will show the green card at the 5th minute. Keep it on till the 6th minute where you will change it to yellow. Okay. And then on the 7th minute, you change it to red and keep it on till the speaker finishes the speech. Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raman. Let's give him a big round of applause. Now it's time to hear from the R counter for today. Toastmaster Shruti Jain, thank you for taking up the role in the last minute. Over to you for introducing your role.
Well, I am literally exhilarated to take up this role. How do I describe my role? Do you remember that famous dialogue? Kiran, I love you. When I heard that dialogue and saw it going completely famous, I was shocked. I thought this is making me feel irritated. Why is he speaking like this, irrespective of Shah Rukh Khan? I adoring Shah Rukh Khan. I still don't understand why are people so completely awestruck by that dialogue, because honestly, if you think about it, it's just for me, it's making me feel very irritated because I don't understand what is he trying to say. And similarly, in a speech, such small things such as repetition of words, saying them, saying, you saw just what I did, right? These transitions sort of not help the speech. In fact, they distract the audience. For the smooth functioning of, for your smooth speaking, it is essential that you do not use these crutch or filler words. And to ensure and to ensure and make a report of whoever is using these crutch words, I am here. Don't get scared. I'm not going to be your teacher who's going to be scolding you, but I'm just going to be giving this report to the general evaluator and to you all, so that you can be a little more mindful of it and stop using those words as and whenever you give your speeches and speak on your table topics, etc. So that's all from my end. I'll be presenting my report to the general evaluator when called upon to do so. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti. Let's give her a big round of applause for the fantastic introduction of her role. Toastmasters, this was my awesome team. Let's give them another big round of applause, and they are going to keep their eyes and ears open to check and evaluate how you're going to perform today. With that, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. It was a definitely exhilarating introduction given by all your team leaders, your partners, and that's what a partnership all about. Then let's move on to the theme right now before we get into our prepared speech section. From break, I'm sorry for the break in the transmission. It's actually a partner. What I am trying to say, the partner, the best partner, according to me, is you. Yes, obviously it's you. Who else can understand you much better than you? Who else can be a party to it 24/7 to stand by whenever you fall, you get up? It's absolutely you. You are the artist of your life. So don't give your paintbrush to anyone. Otherwise, it might be the same as what you are expecting. Fine. So now let's get on to the first part of the meeting today. That's prepared speeches. Before I call upon the stage, the speaker, I would like to call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster Joe Rao. Toastmaster Joe Rao, I would request you to please come on the virtual podium and explain the project objectives, the speech objectives of your speaker. Toastmaster Joe, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. The speaker is delivering his level 2 project 1 speech, which is understanding your leadership style from the dynamic leadership pathway. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership style in general. Timer, please note the time limit for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Best wishes to the speaker, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, evaluator. Today, our speaker is going to give a fantastic speech. Our Toastmaster Ayush Modi is going to give a speech on a lovely topic. Toastmaster Ayush Modi, 256 invites. 256 invites. Toastmaster Ayush Modi. Can I just do a small audio video check for you, please?
Yeah. Am I audible as well as visibility?
Yes, of course you are audible and you are visible. Timer, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. So please make a note of it. Toastmaster Ayush Modi, 256 invites. 256 invites. Toastmaster Ayush Modi.
Sudden call from the president intensified my fear of working for Exuberancia 3.0. The stress of the plans, the challenges of responsibilities. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests present today. Let me explain what a leader does and what leadership is. When I was a kid, what my mother used to do was ask me and my brother what we wanted to eat. And most of the time, we couldn't agree on a common food. Then she used to give us a few options, and we would decide and end up on a common lunch or dinner. In the beginning, I had no idea about its importance. But moving forward, while completing this project, I realized that this is an important quality of a leader, to keep all of its teammates happy and satisfied. Learning from my mother, my journey began. In January 2021, Elite had its 150th meeting, and I was the VPPR of the club. We were supposed to promote the event Exuberancia 3.0, the biggest event Elite had organized till date. As excited as I was for the event, I was also very nervous. I had never done something like this before. I was supposed to lead a team of 7 people, all of whom had very different opinions and visions for the event. Here comes my biggest task of all, to keep all of them satisfied. I came up with the easiest method, making a to-do list. Now, this might not work for everyone over here, but it sure did for me. Making a to-do list helped me set the deadlines of all the tasks that we had to do and complete the task accordingly. Let me tell you something. This wasn't as easy as this sounds. We were using Adobe Photoshop, and most of my teammates did not know how to use it. I had to explain it to them, but it's almost impossible to get a grasp of everything in the first go. So they keep asking me same question again and again. And every time I had to repeat myself, I got irritated. But I knew one thing. I had to keep my calm and lead all of them. Because if I, as a leader, would start a fight, then this whole event would turn out to be a Himalayan blunder. This is another quality of a leader, to keep calm and lead all of its teammates. But things not always go as planned. My president called me and asked me that we needed to send a few personalized invitation cards. After getting the list of number of invites, I was pretty sure that my president did not know how to count. It summed up to 256 invites. Can you believe it? 256 invites. Making 256 invites is easy if you use a software for it. But to use a software, we needed systematic data. But we did not have, unfortunately, we did not have access to that. So we had to manually create all of the invites. I can still remember. It was 26th of January, a Tuesday, when the whole of India enjoyed a holiday. My team worked their hardest and completed all of the invites in just one day. It's a big task, and we did it in just one day. After all the speed bumps, the D-Day arrived. The day we all were waiting for. PR team was very excited to know the number of attendees. But this wasn't something that we all expected. So we met the targets that were set for the meeting. But when we proportionate it to the level of efforts that we put into it, it was nothing. Then it was my job to get my team motivated again and energized for the next event and repeat the cycle. This is another quality of a leader. Keep all of its teammates motivated and energized throughout the cycle. I'm an affiliative leader whose main agenda is people comes first, which means for people comes, which means a leader cannot walk alone, and he needs a team along his side to walk and complete all of the tasks and achieve success. The reason I told you my story today is to describe what a leader is and how is it made. It's not that we are born with it. It's a continuous process. Every time we come across a problem, we either solve it or lose it. But if we get to understand what is happening around us and try to implement what importance does it have in our lives, we will open the door to learning and success. What would you think, Toastmaster of the Day? Would you like to open that door for yourself?
Fantastic, Toastmaster Anshuman. I mean, Ayush, today we could understand without computer, things are pretty difficult. And I know on that particular day, the entire country was celebrating their holiday, they were enjoying. But you did a great job. Your team did a great job. So kudos to that. Thank you. Now, we'll move on to our theme again. As I was talking about, that we are the artist of our own life. Yes, it is. For that, you have to have a self-invention. The self you see within yourself, which can create whatever you wish be. You want to see a sun as moon, you can see. You want to see a dog as cat, you can see. You want to have your happy life, you can have your happy life. You want to have the entire day sulking with something or other, you can. But it is you and you and you. You have to have your self-invention. The art of this one is inventing or creates one's identity, which is the most important. Don't lose your identity for anything in life. Don't compromise on your own identity for anything in life, because everyone has one life here. That's what I would like to say, and don't leave that. Now I'm going to leave you in between to take it to the next speaker. Today we are going to have the second speaker. One talk about 256 invites, and the other one is going to talk about entirely different thing. Before we call upon the second speaker on the stage, I would like to call the evaluator, Toastmaster Santanu Datta, to explain the project objectives of the target of their target speaker. Toastmaster Santanu, I would request you to please come on stage and explain the objectives, please. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The speaker will be delivering a level 2 project 1, understanding your leadership style from dynamic leadership pathway. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his primary leadership style or styles for that matter. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style, or discuss leadership styles in general. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish all the very best to the speaker, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu, for explaining a crisp explanation on what your target speaker is going to speak today. And I'm going to call upon the speaker today, Toastmaster Amlan Banerjee. I asked about Amlan, about the partners, the best partners. And I got the reply as the first one is quite going with the theme, myself. Yes, that's what you were dot on. And your work activities and family, definitely. Toastmaster Amlan, when the first speaker talk about 256 invites, this speaker is going to talk about the victory. Toastmaster Amlan, can you just say something so that we can have an audio video check, please?
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Absolutely.
Visible?
You are audible
Okay.
and you are visible.
Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Amlan, winning it my way. Winning it my way, Toastmaster Amlan.
Quite many of you sitting right across the screen might have had several experiences in your lives, and mostly professional experiences, like experience with your bosses, handling your colleagues, leading a presentation, etc., etc. There are so many. But I can assure you one thing, that today what I'm going to say, not many of you have experienced that. What I did experience a couple of years back. So here's the deal. Let's dive on to a very adventurous story. In my way, it is adventurous. I don't know how you will all feel it. When I was at the penultimate year of my school, we were taken for a joint military officers exercise at Air Force Selection Board in Mysore. You may call it as an impression or a reputation of me at school, but I was chosen as the leader to lead a team of 8 members. We reached there, and quite unsurprisingly, we found that there were so many different candidates from different states across the country with different leaders, which all had team leaders who all had some different kinds of perspectives. Now we had a very basic preliminary round to clear. The round was every candidate had to write a story based on a very hazy black and white picture, which was shown on a screen, followed by a narration of that story, and immediately an impromptu after the entire process. Now, these are one of those scenarios where the leaders often tend to sit back and defend their own image and impression in a team by often urging the other team members to represent in the impromptu session. But that was not the case for me. Why? Because I found that there were so many, majority or more than half of my team stumbled while narrating. But I had one clear conscience, that is, we had to get our team through the prelims. And to be very frank, I was the best speaker in my team. So I just simply stood up without discussing it with anyone. I just simply stood up, bold chest out, rigid, walked to the mic, held the mic and spoke. Results were out. Out of 240 reporting candidates, 150 were eliminated. But we were through. We were allotted to our rooms. And when it comes to Indian defense, you don't even complain for the amenities and the lodgings and the accommodations they give you. There are so many activities all around, including the food. There's so many people to interact with. How 5 days went away, we never knew. While most of the candidates often decided to play among themselves, I decided to speak and build rapport with other team members and especially the team leaders, because I believe that communication is very, very essential. Our first task day came, which was the ground tasks. You might have seen in several soldiers related films like Sher Shah or Laksh, where often soldiers in dispersed groups go on for shootout, surgical strikes or wars. Of course, we did not went for any such of those, but it was an emulation of them where we had to play games relating to them, and it required lots of patience, teamwork, brushed with lots and lots of practical knowledge and skills. Now, these are one of those scenarios where the team leaders often come out and catch the attention of the officers and often steal the limelight and tend to become the hero of the show. How? They often come up front and tend to lead. Many of the leaders did that, and that was a mistake they made. I knew the strength and weaknesses of all my team members, and I arranged the lineup accordingly. Which team, which member should go when, where to use which kind of skill, where, when, how, and at what point. And after arranging, I found myself to be at the last one standing in the group. I thought, okay, let's lead from behind. So what if I'm not front? Believe Believe me, with so many wing commanders, squadron leaders, group captains, fighter pilots, copter pilots around you, judging you, giving you marks, we did so well. Even in the individual obstacles, I just simply chose to be flexible enough, gathered each or one of their opinions of my teammates, ensured them, motivated them to do their best because it was an individual performance oriented task. And believe me, our performance was exemplary. For the next 2 days, it was basically a personal interview and it solely depend on your own personal experiences, personal performance. So I was relieved from the team pressure for quite some time. I just thought of engaging myself to the different activities present there. I played table tennis for the first time, played basketball. I just enjoyed myself for the next 2 days. On the final task day, we had our group discussion and impromptu session, which could be of anything, of any current social topic that is going on in our country or even the world as a whole. On that day, I knew that everybody need to have a say in the group discussion, including all my 8 team members. I chose to be simply the neutral watchman of my team. Listen to every one of them. And I knew that this is the time where I had to be flexible enough with each of them because everybody need to have a say. And since this is a collective task, every participation is important. Although we had several ups and downs with our points, but we did well. Now, Indian defense is like a temple of sublime discipline. And I make sure that throughout our 5-day stay, each and every member should prioritize it the most. The final day came, the results. Guess what? Team Sukhoi. Oh, that was our group name, by the way. Didn't I mention? Oh, so sorry. Team Sukhoi won out of the existing 7 teams. And I was praised, of course, by my teammates and others, but that is not important. What I believed in that day is that although several of us might believe in a democratic or in a more assertive styles of leadership involving collaboration of each and every one of them, I also understood that day that even there are some of the chances might be there where the leader need to come out of that shell and take some risks on their own, need to make the decisions without taking much help or opinions of others. There might be chances. Communication is important, of course, but more than that, what is more important is how a leader actually reads a situation and acts accordingly and leads accordingly. So that is my way of winning, and I have won. What about you, Toastmaster of the Day? Thank you.
Toastmaster Amlan, no wonder you won the thing. You won that particular day. You won against so many teams because you know how to do it. You know the way how to win it. Great, great, great. It's a great narration. You just brought the entire situation in our presence. Extremely excellent. I really loved it. So let's come back to the theme again. We'll just take a couple of minutes and then we'll get into our next important session. So as I was telling that you have to have your self-invention, that is what our second speaker was doing today. Because the entire world, the entire other team members were doing something which is pretty normal, pretty okay to others, but he was doing something different because he invented himself and he thought this is the way he's going to win that thing. He's going to win that particular competition. His motive, his goal was set exactly what you are supposed to do it. The self-invention is the personal modification, enhancement of looks, abilities, and capacities. Exactly what our second speaker was talking about today. Before I move on further, we'll take our meeting to the second session. That's the most important section, I should say. And it's like T20 matches. Always action, action, and action. Hit things wherever. You don't need to worry about, you don't need to set your thing, you don't need to think, just bang on. For that, I'm going to call upon the table topics master, Toastmaster Shruti Raj. Srishti Raj. Toastmaster Srishti Raj, please come on stage and take us into a beautiful India-Pakistan T20 match. Please, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Can we just keep on going for the wonderful Toastmaster of the day? Before I begin with the session, I know this session scares a little but excites too much, because this session helps you to come out of your comfort zone and you come on stage and speak on any random topic which I will be giving. Before I'll be giving the topic, I will let you know the rules and regulations of the table topic section. If there is any guest, you have the privilege of changing your topic once, but the topic cannot be reversed. For Toastmaster, I'm really sorry, you don't have any privilege. You cannot change the topic. And timer, please note down the timing is 1 to 2 minutes. For at 1 minute, green card, 1:30, yellow, 2 minutes, red card. And you will be given 30 minutes of grace period after 2 minutes. I'll share my screen. How will the session begin? Is it visible? Give me a thumbs up, anyone. It's not visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll spin the wheel. So the number is 4. And I have the topics in my diary. So you will be getting any random numbers, and the topics which I have written in my diary will be your table topic. So I would really love people to nominate yourself in the chat box. Else, if you don't do, I will take that privilege and I will nominate anyone from the meeting. All right. Okay, so Shruti. Let me share my screen. Great. Shruti, your topic is you attract what you are ready for. You attract what you are ready for. Toastmaster Shruti. All the best.
So, have you been ever told that you don't want to do something, that you're not capable of doing something, and that has only infused more and more fire in you? Well, that has happened to me. I have been told a lot of times that I am incapable of doing certain things. For example, whether it was in my class doing proper mathematics or understanding science, or whether as I grew up, it was dancing to a certain form of dance. Well, and for the longest time, I thought that I was incapable of doing that because I did not believe in myself. But as soon as I started telling myself, no, Shruti, everyone else is just saying that you are actually capable of doing things. You are capable of learning maths and science if you want to. You can practice it. And similarly, the same goes with the dance form, which they are holding, accusing you of not being able to do. And as soon as I started believing in that, I would not say that, of course, I became an expert in it, but gradually I let myself go and started working towards it. My mind started opening up, and that's how I started getting into it. Well, if you're familiar with the story of Kung Fu Panda, when the panda was selected as the dragon warrior, he was being told that he was not capable of doing anything. But when his master told him that you have to believe in yourself, and that's the only force you need, and that is the only way to attract what you want, he was able to do so. So my friends, all I want to say today is that you are capable of doing anything and everything which you want to do. Nobody is born with a talent or a passion, as they call it. You have to develop and believe in yourself, and as soon as you do, you will start getting everything with whatever you wanted for yourself. Back to you, table topic master.
That was the wonderful take on the topic, Toastmaster Shruti. Well, I agree with you. When you work towards something, you really attract those things. So who is the next Toastmaster? Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi. All right. Three. Toastmaster Lakshmi. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Your topic is time and tide waits for none. Time and tide waits for none. Over to you, ma'am.
24th June 2016. I don't mind disclosing my age. The day I celebrated my 50th birthday. And that day was a fantastic day, I should say, because after so many years, I get to say my parents, they were there on my birthday, and with my siblings, definitely my brother and sister. And the day from the morning, I got up around 5:30 in the morning, despite the fact we had a midnight cake cutting session. The entire day was great. We went to temple, of course, satisfying my parents, went to some restaurant, had a fantastic lunch, gone to some movie and again dinner, gone to golf club, everything Gurgaon. We had a fabulous day. But after about almost 1 year down the line, 1 year, 2 months, I lost my parents. Within a span of 8 months, both of them said a pretty goodbye to us from this world. Now I'm thinking I want to go back to that particular section. I want to go back to that particular day because I missed one important person on that day. I missed to invite him on that day. And I want to go back to that day to invite him to make that particular party complete. I regret now. I cannot do it. Definitely. The minute passed now, we are not got to recall that. So, dear Toastmasters, please decide something, and if you have decided your plan, please do it immediately. There is a fantastic quote which is there, carpe diem, seize the day. There is no tomorrow, it's today. The time will not wait for anyone. Anyone you want to do it? Do you want to do it tomorrow? Do it today. You want to do it today? Do it now. That's what we have to do. That's what now I have learned from that hard lesson of my life. How about you, table topic master?
You shared such a wonderful, sorry, it's not wonderful. You lost your parents. I'm really sorry. Such a heartful incident of your life, ma'am. Let's proceed. I have no words to say, and I'll just proceed with the next person. He's okay. Toastmaster Saptarishi Roy. Can you please switch on your video? All right. Your topic is, are you pursuing your dreams right now? Are you pursuing your dreams right now? Toastmaster Saptarishi. You are on mute.
I mean, to be very honest, I'm speaking right now, and speaking isn't one of my dreams. But I understand the topic, and whether I'm pursuing one of my dreams right now is the question. So for the largest period of my life, I think my dream was, to get up on that stage of United Nations General Assembly with all the leaders in front of me, and say a thing, say a line of mine which is grammatically incorrect, so the grammarian might catch me a little later. And that line was that, leaders, here I come. And this was a line that I kind of practiced during showers, or while running a mile at the treadmill. And this is a scene that I kind of dreamt again and again and again. And yes, I'm working towards that dream. I'm doing all those things, like you have every step towards reaching a destination and climbing them one at a time. But what happens is dreams evolve, not necessarily because you want them to evolve, but because circumstances change, scenes change. A large part of those dreams is because is I think, especially for Indian boys, because it's very difficult to get the word that I'm proud of you from your father. It becomes a little difficult. So I think for me it was that. For me, I could see my parents there in that assembly, in the General Assembly, and I could see my parents being proud of it. Yes, it has changed a little. Now instead of my parents, I see my mother. It has, and I see her proud, definitely. No changes on that. But yes, circumstances change, the dreams alter a little, but I haven't stopped dreaming, and I haven't stopped trying to live that dream either. Over to you, tabletop master.
That was the wonderful take on the topic, Toastmaster Saptarishi. Okay, who has Toastmaster Amlan? Toastmaster Amlan, your topic is, if happiness was the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? If happiness was the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? Toastmaster Amlan.
Okay. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that topic. Today, we all know that India, after a disastrous performance, especially in the T20 World Cup, we all fans have been let down. There have been so many trolls in the social media, abuses, criticism towards the players, and many other dirty and nasty allegations. Today, suppose if we as an Indian are in this scenario, and all of a sudden our currency changes from Indian rupees to happiness. The first thing that I would do if I were like a minister or prime minister or something is that conduct sports in each and every corner of the world, in each and every corner of the country. And what sports? Of course, cricket, since cricket is a very popular sport in India. This will not only give, according to me, I have read somewhere, it's a quote from the famous Dhyan Chand, that if India, like like most of the Nordic countries in Europe, if India can make it compulsory for every Indian student to take up as a sport, as a compulsory subject, nothing would be happy. No children will be deprived of happiness, even if that person comes from a very deprived background, or even if he or she is from a very below poverty line or whatever, because games is something, interaction with the field, with the people is something that is like I have experienced. It's like a very high you get. You're not after drinking, but it's some high that you will not regret after you have experienced that. So, of course, since the question was very pretty straightforward, that what step would I take? Sports is something like I like spread like mad, like a wildfire across the country. Any kind of sport, any whatever they feel like, martial arts or any kind of sport. But that is what, and every student, every children, every child, even if he or she is from school or not from school, whatever, should come and participate. And that is what happiness will make use of the money and of course of the currency as well. So over to you, table topic master.
Well, that was really great take on the topic, Toastmaster Amlan. And well, I am not that cricket person, but you did really great job. Now we have the next contestant, Toastmaster Gopal. I'll share my screen. All right. Toastmaster Gopal, half of wisdom is learning what to unlearn. Half of wisdom is learning what to unlearn, Toastmaster Gopal.
Thank you to Table Topic Master Srishti for such a wonderful and thoughtful topic. See, since we take birth, we start learning every moment. And after a particular age, a particular time, we find that our mind is filled with certain learning. Though it may be good learning, or it may be right learning, or it may be wrong learning, it also depends on the situation. Sometime in a particular situation, that learning is perfect, but second thought, the learning is not. Maybe in other situation, that learning is not working. So when you are upgrading yourself, or you want to become expert something on particular topic, so whatever thought, or what you do, you go to particular guru or teaching institute or particular class, you join the class. So what happens when you, because everybody start teaching in different way, but you already have some thought in your mind, and these thoughts is not is stopping you to learn new things. So there, a few days back, I read some small good topic in the newspaper. So one person who was very good in martial art, he went to learn to an expert. He asked first question, sir, how long it will take to become a super expert like you? He said 5 years. So the student said, so sir, if I give 10 hours per day, then how long it will take? The teacher said it will take 10 hours. Why? Because the half of the time it will go only to learn there. Because when he came, that the guru was thinking that the people who has come to him was with empty mind, and that's the reason it will take 5 years. Now, after conversation, he found out that the student is under the impression that he knows most of the thing. So to become expert, first he has to unlearn whatever he has learned. That is the reason it will take 10 years. So I also believe if you want to be expert, or you want to go in deep in any subject, you have to first unlearn and then start from the beginning. Thank you. Over to you.
I totally agree with you, Toastmaster Gopal. Next, we have Toastmaster Ria, the grammarian of the day. Toastmaster Ria, your topic is the reward worth the risk? Is the reward worth the risk? Toastmaster Ria.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for this wonderful topic. Reward is anything that we gain after a lot of hard work. And if you want to gain the rewards, then you have to take risk in your life. Risk, if you take risk, then it will enhance your confidence. It will make you determined, and it will help you to become a successful person in your life. We are trying to escape from the risk. Like few weeks later, I'm always escaping from taking part in table topics, because I'm very scared whenever I come here. But after, when I practiced a lot and I take a risk to come to you, or in front of you all, and speak, then this will encourage me to collect my thoughts and speak more and more. And this is a reward for me. So thank you, ma'am.
That's really great, Toastmaster Ria. You tried really well, and I totally agree with you, because table topic section really scares me as well. So the table topic section for today's meeting is now over, and I would really love to hand over the podium to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, the Table Topics Master. Yes, of course, it's Hard Rock Cafe, New York at the background. Okay, and you are seeing me, the second me in the screen. It was a fantastic session what we had. Yes, definitely it was a T20 match, and you did not disappoint us. Normally, we expect something, but we get something little less. But today it was more above our expectation. Fantastic. So I'm going to finish up my theme and then hand over the stage to our general evaluator. So before that, I just would like to tell you one thing. There is a famous quote from Princess Diaries. Jo, when Mia cries, when she gets stoned. How many of you watched Princess Diary? If not, please watch. This is volume 1. He said, you should know that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And that is what life is all about. You define yourself, you invent yourself, and stand like a wall against everything. You, the person who is inside you, it's all you, the best partner. With that, I am completing my thing and then handing over the stage to our beautiful general evaluator, Toastmaster Rashmi Ray. Toastmaster Rashmi, the stage is all yours to take up the meeting further.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi. To take the meeting forward, I would quickly call upon the first evaluator for today, Toastmaster Joe Rao, who's evaluated Toastmaster Ayush. Toastmaster Joe Rao, the virtual podium is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. A leader is someone who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. And with that speech, Toastmaster Ayush, you embrace that philosophy. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and Toastmaster Ayush in particular. Now, what I loved about your speech, number one, was your personal story. Now, when it's a personal story, we could gel and understand it much better. For example, when you spoke about your mother asking you what to eat, we could relate with that. Or when you took up that VPPR position and the challenges that you faced, we could understand that, but we are all leaders in some sort, either in college or working or whatever it is. We are some sort of leaders. We all face those challenges. So we could relate to that. Kudos to you on that. The second thing that I loved about your speech were your hand movements. So when you're talking about 7 leaders or 7 team members in your team, or when you're talking about Himalayan blunder, those hand movements are very appropriate with the thoughts that you are putting across. Well done. The third thing that I loved about your speech was the prop use. The to-do list that you had was a pretty lengthy one. I think it's been a long time I haven't seen such a long to-do list. So great use of the prop. Now, as a leader, we always want to excel. Now, here are a couple of recommendations for you from my side to excel. The first one is the situation. So what I was looking for was in your speech, as a leader, a tricky situation or a challenging situation that you faced, and how did you overcome that? Of course, you spoke about 256 invites, but what I was looking for when you said that to keep all the team members happy and satisfied, I was looking for a challenge within the team. There was a conflict. And then as a leader, how did you solve that problem? Then I could have understood that leadership much better. The second recommendation that I have was your voice modulation. What I felt was throughout your speech, you had one voice, which was high. Now, voice is a very powerful tool in any speech. So in some cases where you could have lowered the voice, for example, when you said, sometime I felt very nervous. So that one, you could actually lower the voice. I was very nervous. You come forward and say, I was very nervous, lower your voice. Or when you said, I got irritated. Now that could have taken much higher. I got irritated. So much higher. So that way, I think your speech would have gone much better. And the third one was call to action. So what I felt at the end was, as an audience, what is there for me to take away in terms of steps? What are the steps that I need to do to become a better leader? Of course, you spoke about opening doors for yourself, but I was looking for something more than that. So overall, great personal story, great hand movements, great use of prop. If you could just work on your situation as a leader, call to action and voice modulation, you'll definitely take the speech to the next level. Now, Toastmaster Ayush, your speech has inspired me to open doors for myself and learn more avenues about leadership. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Let's keep it going for this amazing evaluator, Toastmaster Joe Rao. Toastmaster Joe Rao, you completely amaze me every time you evaluate. Like I mentioned in the previous meeting also, you are a relatively new Toastmaster, but you are a very analytical thinker. The points you suggest are very, very useful for the speaker to carry forward in the next speech. Amazing. I loved all the points you gave, and I absolutely agree with you. I have absolutely no recommendation for you, but I only want to wish you the very best in your club contest and your area contest and your division contest. Best of luck to you, Toastmaster Joe Rao. That is for the evaluator. The Toastmaster Ayush Modi. Toastmaster Ayush Modi, you have been my mentee. And from when you started your Toastmaster journey to now, I see a lot of improvement in you, a lot, and I'm really very happy. But Toastmaster Ayush, I want a frank opinion from you. Did you read your manual? Did you read your project manual?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do the assessment?
Yes, ma'am.
In any place in the assessment was affiliated leader mentioned?
It said, understand your leadership style and what kind of leader you are, and how do you assess your things. Like it implied that.
That is the evaluation sheet. That is the evaluation sheet, the purpose of the speech. But did you read the project manual? What all was there in that? Did you read that?
I read that. It was quite some time. I don't remember actually, but I think I got it from somewhere.
See, the problem over here, Ayush, is another Toastmaster of Elite wanted to give the same speech. And she came to me for mentoring. And I realized that she has not read the manual because Toastmasters International does not recognize affiliated leader as one of the leadership style. The 4 leadership style written in a toast according to the pathways is innovative, authoritative, democratic, and altruistic. If you would have read your manual, you would have realized, you would have done the assessment. The assessment would have told you what is your leadership style. See, Toastmaster Ayush, we all have a preconceived notion about ourselves. Okay, that might not be true. You might be trying to prove yourself with these stories to support your speech. But if you would have done that assessment, your leadership style could have been one of those 4 which they want you to recognize as your leadership style. So Toastmaster Ayush, if you don't mind, please read the manual again. Please do the assessment. Find out your leadership style. And it's just a suggestion from you as your past mentor. If you could repeat the speech again. Okay? Please, no hard feelings. It is just a suggestion. If you still think you're an affiliated leader and you want to go ahead, not according to Toastmasters, not according to pathways, but that is your feeling, you can go ahead. Okay? And another suggestion I want for you is, yes, I agree with whatever he said, that what made us feel that we were that leader? What conclusion? What was the tricky situation? And you need to practice more, Toastmaster Ayush. You were forgetting parts of the speech, so the flow was getting disturbed. Please practice more. Don't take up a speech slot. First, script, send it to your mentor, get it mentored, practice delivery with your mentor, and then take up a speech slot, okay? Please keep that in mind, Toastmaster Ayush. You are an amazing leader. You have a lot of qualities, and I want to see you grow as a communicator, okay? Believe that I want the best for you, okay? With that, I would like to call upon the next evaluator, Toastmaster Shantanu Datta, who evaluated Toastmaster Amlan's speech. Toastmaster Shantanu Datta, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I am a soldier. I fight where I am told, and I win where I find. I remember this quote while listening to your speech, Amlan. First of all, opening. As if the beautiful title, "You Winning It My Way," was not enough to catch the attention, you started beautifully, building suspense when you said, "We're going to talk about the military." It was bang on, and it kept me hooked throughout the speech. Another thing I loved was your gestures. It's amazing how you could have used the right gestures and at the right time. I especially love when you were talking about eliminating more than half of the 240 participants and you did a gesture like to show. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. Finally, the conclusion. After giving such a fantastic speech, I think it's more important to close on a great note. You, my friend, did a spectacular job at that. The speech concluded on an inspiring note, and I have something to take away with it. Now, how can I make this speech even better? I have a few suggestions. You talked about multiple experiences, impromptu speech contest, then talking about parts of military facilities, then you were going on and networking with others. I felt somewhere the transition is missing. It could be better if you could add a connecting phrase or sentence. It could help me to understand and connect better. Coming to the second point, while you were talking about stories, another thing I felt is the speech is a bit overwhelming. You certainly have a lot of great stories, but it's only 7-minute speech. You can only share so much. It could have been better for me to understand if you could have picked some stories and go deeper. Finally, I found the pace is a bit on the higher side. It was like a fast racing car. It would be better for me to understand if you could take pauses from time to time and slow it down after you've shared one story. Overall, it was a fantastically amazing gestures and super closing. If you could work on your transitions, tune it down your story quantity, and go a little bit slower with pauses in certain places, I'm sure you'll do even more wonders and keep winning. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu. A wonderful evaluation once again. Good job done, Toastmaster Shantanu. You gave the speech criteria very well. The three recommendations were very well given. Only thing, Toastmaster Shantanu, since the evaluation contest is coming up, I would like you to work a little bit on your technique. What is technique? It is the how motivating you are when you're giving your recommendation. Okay, make it more encouraging. Means if you, maybe in my opinion, if you could have slowed down, you use the word maybe. Try to use the word maybe. So instead of you could slow down, say maybe you could have slowed down. So that softens that point. Okay, just work on a little bit of motivation in your recommendation. Otherwise, good job done, Toastmaster Shantanu. Very impressed with your evaluation. Now coming to Toastmaster Amlan Banerjee. Toastmaster Amlan, again, what was your leadership style?
According to the list, there were several. Innovative was there, democratic was there. And,
what was your leadership style?
My leadership style was innovative, according to the assessment that I made.
Okay, okay, let me go to the plus point. You had a very captivating opening, powerful narration of a section of your life, and very good story that you had throughout. You went fully into it, and we were captivated throughout. Only thing is, this project is about understanding your leadership style. So what in that leadership style did it make you realize that this was a leadership style? You already knew what to do. Everything you knew, what you shared with us, everything you knew. You had to do this, you had to talk to the leaders, you had to do this. But what was it that made you realize that you were an innovative leader? And one more thing is, you need to share with us what was the assessment, that your leadership style is innovative leadership. That did not come across. You need to carry that message first. That is what understanding your leadership style. I understood my leadership style was innovative style of leadership, because you did this, it did not work out, you tried out something else, but whatever came across in your story, you did not try out anything else. You knew what to do, right? Am I wrong?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So it needs to come out through things that you tried something else and you tried something else, and not I was sure of what it was. Then only you're an innovative leader. Otherwise, you're some type of other type of leader that you need to do. Okay. So Toastmaster Amlan, please reread your project criteria and see what you can do about your speech. So these were the prepared speech section. I will quickly go through the tabletop speakers. Table topic speaker 1, Toastmaster Shruti. Your topic was you attract what you are ready for. Toastmaster Shruti, I have seen you grow as a speaker. You started with a rhetoric question. Your tabletop, your take was absolutely awesome. Only thing is, the topic had the word ready. In your speech, you meant ready, but you used the word capable. When you're capable of it, when you're capable, you went on repeating the word capable. Okay, just next time, remember to use the correct word in the speech. Otherwise, superb. I loved your take on the topic. The second speaker, Toastmaster Lakshmi, tied in time, waits for none. You had a lovely message and a very emphatic message, Toastmaster Lakshmi. I love the message that great emphasis on do it now, seize the day. Only thing, Toastmaster Lakshmi, is we have to remember table topic speech is a speech. It needs a structure. Okay, you need to have an opening, a body, and a conclusion. So maybe in the opening, you could have said what this topic means to you, and then gone on to your birthday celebration with your parents and everything. Okay, and then brought about in the conclusion the message. Otherwise, good job done, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Third table topic speaker, Toastmaster Saptashi, had the topic, are you pursuing your dreams right now? Spoke very well after a while. Toastmaster Saptashi, contest season is coming up. Try to be focused mode. Whatever is the topic, go into it right then. Okay. So you started on green, actually speaking on what the message could have been. Are you pursuing your dream properly? Before that, it was like a chit chat. So be more focused on what you're trying to portray. And you could have ended with a message, like to pursue. You could have told people that please pursue your dreams right now. Leave everything aside and get your focus on. A message to the public audience is a great way to conclude your speech. Toastmaster Saptashi, that's for you. Toastmaster Amlan, if happiness was your national currency, what kind of work will make you rich? Very good take on this topic, Toastmaster Amlan. Very relevant quote about sports, being sports compulsory, and that no child will be unhappy. Very good. Only give a message. Try to find a message even in this, even though it was a topic like what would you do if happiness was a thing. Maybe you could have given a message like do something unique and you'll find your happiness in that. Something like that, and that will make you rich, if not in money, in experience or something like that. You can give a message. Remember, in every contest, the elite contest is over, that we need to have a conclusion, a nice conclusion in the end. Good job done, Toastmaster Amlan. I absolutely liked your take on your topic. Fifth speaker, Toastmaster Gopal. Half of wisdom is learning what to unlearn. Toastmaster Gopal, again, I really admire how well you spoke on the topic. I've always, of course, loved your take on table topics. You explained what is learning, and that example of a martial art teacher and student was spot on. Was the perfect example to give, and a good message in the conclusion. Toastmaster Gopal, very well done. Next speaker, Toastmaster Ria. Is the reward worth the risk? Toastmaster Ria, you explain what is reward. Very nice. Then you brought in a very good example. I think she's stuck. She'll not be able to hear her. Toastmaster Ria, you gave a very good example of table topics. Anything related to Toastmasters, you bring it into a table topic section. Speech is good job. You just ran out of thoughts in the end. What happens is, if you see your green card is being shown and you run out of thoughts, try to conclude. Conclude with a message. Say, either repeat the topic or just say that please understand that taking a risk is a reward in itself, and end it there. You don't have to carry it forward and end abruptly like that. Okay, you can end after the green light is on. That is all for the Toastmaster Ria. Thank you so much, table topic speakers. You were all very great. Now, quickly, I will take the report from my tag role players. Toastmaster Aman Sinha, please give your report as the timer.
Thank you. So the good news is there are no disqualifications today. I will start with the prepared speech section. Toastmaster Ayush took 6 minutes and 43 seconds. Toastmaster Amlan took 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Now coming to table topics, Shruti took 2 minutes and 1 second. Toastmaster Lakshmi took 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Toastmaster Saptarshi took 1 minute and 56 seconds. Toastmaster Amlan took 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Toastmaster Gopal took 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Toastmaster Ria took 1 minute and 34 seconds. Now coming to evaluation section, Toastmaster Joe took 3 minutes and 17 seconds. And Toastmaster Santanu took 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Thank you.
Awesome. Toastmaster Aman, you did a great job as a timer. You read out this, introduce your role very, very well. I love the way you introduced your role, and the report was crisp and to the point, and you gave the good news first that no one was disqualified. A big round of applause to you. Now on to our counter for today, Toastmaster Shruti Jain. Please, can we have a report?
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the stage, General Evaluator. Well, Toastmaster Aman, you were flawless. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lakshmi, you used 2 R's and 1 Toastmaster Amlan, you were flawless. Toastmaster Srishti, you used 1 so. Toastmaster Shruti, she took 1 Toastmaster Lakshmi, as the table topic speaker, you used 1 Toastmaster Saptarishi, you used a couple of R's. Toastmaster Amlan, you used 1 R. Toastmaster Gopal, you used the word to and so a couple of times. Toastmaster, sorry, Toastmaster Ria, you used a couple of R's. DTM Panna, you were flawless. Toastmaster Joe, you were again flawless. Toastmaster Shantanu, you used a couple of R's. Well, that's all from my end. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Awesome. Toastmaster Shruti, you are so much more focused now than when you had joined as a Toastmaster. I am amazed and I'm so happy to see you grow as a communicator. You had, in your introduction, you shared a great anecdote on how irritating and ums are. Only just keep it a little bit short. There was a little bit of repetitions and yeah, keep it a little bit short. Otherwise, good job done. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Shruti. Now, I would like to call upon our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Ria, to give her report, please.
This was a wonderful session for me, and I had learned a lot of things from here. And this session inspiring me to find the art of that I have to become the artist of my life. Now come to my report. So the word of the day, exhilaration, was used twice, and there are so many good words that I found in like intensify, exuberance, potent, affiliated, penultimate, hazy, stumbled, exemplary, privilege, fabulous, nasty, deprived. And I found so many good thoughts. Like you are the artist of your life. Don't give the paintbrush to anyone. Self-invention is the personal modification and enhancement of looks, abilities, and capacities. There is no tomorrow for anything. Whatever you have to do it today. And there are so many good sayings. Don't compromise with your identity for anything. We are capable to do anything if we believe in oneself. You should know no one make you feel inferior without your consent. I tried my best, but I couldn't find grammatical errors. So thank you, ma'am. Only this much.
Thank you so much for being so positive, Toastmaster Ria, and great introduction of your role. And you paid a lot of attention on learning from the good words. But we can learn more if, as a grammarian, you tell us where we have gone wrong. And when you're giving the report of the word of the day, you're mentioning the 2 Toastmasters use it, mention the names. They will feel good and we will also feel, okay, we need to be like this Toastmaster. We also need to use the word of the day. Okay, Toastmaster Ria. Let's give a big round of applause for the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Ria. Now to the other role players, I'll quickly evaluate them. Toastmaster Shruti Jain as the Sergeant at Arms. Toastmaster Shruti Jain, I understand there was a technical error, so you couldn't start on time, but 2 minutes late is nothing at all. It's fantastic. And you started with one of the table topics, time and tide wait for no one. You're much more focused now, and you gave a fantastic opening by saying, in Toastmasters, we are allowed to make mistakes. Yes, we do. One thing, Toastmaster Shruti, you called out the taboos very well. You introduced the precedent very well. Toastmaster Shruti, where are you? Toastmaster Shruti, your face is too near the camera. Just go a bit back and speak. Otherwise, you know, it is on your face. Your face is on our face. Go back a little. Yes, it'll be. Where does she disappear? She disappeared. Okay, that's the only thing I have for you. Otherwise, no other recommendations. The president, stand-in president, Toastmaster Gopal Srivastava. Toastmaster Gopal Srivastava, I really admire you. There's so much to learn from you as a person, how to be steady and calm. You gave a wonderful story about Sundar Pichai's 5-ball. Maybe you could have emphasized on what the message was in from that. You introduced the Toastmaster of the evening very well. Good job done there. Okay, yes, there was no guests in the meeting, but maybe since you have that little time, no, take introduction from guest Toastmasters who are playing a role in our elite meeting. See, you might know, or I might know who is Joe Rao, or who is like Toastmaster Lakshmi, of course, you introduced, who is another guest Toastmaster. But others might not know. So introduction from a guest Toastmaster also works when there is little more time that you have to fill up. Okay, otherwise, great job done. Okay, one more thing. This I was told, because I'm also a president. This is for Shruti also to listen to. If the Sergeant at Arms complete the message and is going to hand it over to the president, and if the president of the club is present in the meeting, it seems that the president has to give the presidential address, even though Toastmaster Gopal was the stand-in president. I also made a mistake. I was not supposed to be there in one of the meetings. My mentee was giving the presidential speech, so I entered the meeting to see how she was doing it. And it was handed over to me because I was the president. And what I did was I just took it and handed it back to her to give the presidential address. But I got messages from senior Toastmasters saying that this is not the done, it is not the etiquette. If the president is in the meeting, like Dahlia had entered the meeting at that point of time, she was there in the meeting, you need to hand it over to Dahlia, okay? So that is something we can carry it forward in the future. Now we come to the table topic master, table topic Srishti Raj. You gave some awesome topics, some deep thinking topics, some area level or division level topics. They were really very good, great. You introduced your importance of table topics very well. You talked about the time criteria, you talked about guests participating and change. Only thing you need to talk about the word of the day. You have to prompt, okay? Before, as a table topic master, you have to prompt the table topic speakers to use the word of the day. And try to call non-role players for the table topic session first, okay? I know there were not many non-role players, but if possible, do that. Now to come to the star of the show, where is she? Yes, Toastmaster Lakshmi. What a personality you have, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Are you there? Are you frozen? Toastmaster Lakshmi cannot hear me. Okay,
I'm very much. I'm very much here.
Very much there. Yes, I love your personality. So bubbly, such a pleasure to listen to, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Please do keep visiting our club. We would love to have you with us. Your theme was a little, cryptic, like how we keep different type of speech titles and then we go on to something else like that. You talk about life partners and then you spoke about life partner being you yourself. Superb. Only suggestion for you, Toastmaster Lakshmi, is try to reach out to the role players and get an introduction from them. Yes, you're from a different club, I know, but maybe you can reach out to the VPE and get introduction or something related to your topic. Who do you think is a ideal life partner or something like that? Reach out to each role player. Okay. I love the message you had in the end. Don't lose your identity in anything in your life. Wow, what a message to carry forward. Thank you for that. With that, I would bring to a close my general evaluation of today's meeting and hand over the virtual podium to the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for the extensive evaluation report. And we all learn from our mistakes. And definitely for that, we don't need to commit mistakes. We learn from others too. So today we learn from many others also from wherever we have to improve. It's not a mistake. We have to improve ourselves. With that, dear Toastmasters, have a fantastic evening ahead. And I'm handing over the stage to the president, again emphasizing it's you. You are the best partner for you in life. Please don't ever forget and don't discount the life what you have. Back to you, president of the meeting, president of the club, the acting president, Toastmaster Gopal Krishna Srivatsav.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Lakshmi K. Raman. A big round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day, for a wonderful session we had today. What a exhilarating session we had today. A complete session, full two speech and lovely table topic. And the best part is that we had a very good evaluation team today. We got valuable evaluation feedback from all of you, from all of the entire team. And a special thanks to General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Panna ma'am. And the session, what a session we had today. This regarding the theme of the day, your only partner of the life. Really, it's a really thoughtful life, and you have enlightened us, Toastmaster of the day, Lakshmi K. Raman. Really, I thank you for for the self-realization for each of us. Now we have come to the last session of the today's meeting. So if you all have voted, it's good. If you have not voted, please vote immediately because I have to announce the result. By the time I get the result of the voting, I have to make an announcement. As already Panna ma'am has told that we are going, or Elite Toastmaster Club is going to conduct this general evaluation test. Evaluation, what you say? Let me see.
Contest.
Evaluation context. Okay. But before that, we will have a workshop on 1st of December. Why it is required? It is very much required for all of us because all our speech are being delivered under supervision of a evaluator, and any of us can be evaluator one day or other. So we have, before becoming an evaluator, we have to know how the evaluation should be done. That all this guidance will be given to all of us on the 1st of December during the workshop, and after that we will participate in the contest to know what in the workshop whatever we have learned, whether we have learned properly or not. Now it's time to announce the result. Now starting from the first is the best role player. So any guesses? So we have a result. The result as per the voting, the best role player award goes to General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Panna ma'am. Congratulations, Panna ma'am. Best auxiliary role player. So it goes to Toastmaster Shruti, our counter, for her dialogue Kiran. Best table topic speaker. The award goes to Toastmaster of the day, Lakshmi K. Raman, and myself. So please, a big round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day and for me. Best evaluator, the award goes to Toastmaster Joe. Best speaker, the award goes to Toastmaster Amlan. Congratulations, Amlan. It's really very good, fantastic speech. And the most improved speaker, surprisingly, it goes to me only. And thanks to all of you for voting for me. With this, I officially declare the end of the session. So this session is closed. If anybody want to have, but just a minute before ending the session. Sorry, I forgot. I want to take a feedback from the Toastmaster of the day, Lakshmi K. Raman, since it is the first time to our club. So, ma'am, I would like to take a feedback from you. How did you find today's session?
Absolutely brilliant. I should say that 2 words which I have to say, that it's absolutely brilliant, and it was fun. And I could see 2 young leaders on the stage giving extremely excellent way of speaking, and the role players, everyone, I should say, from the beginning, from the acting president of Sergeant at Arms till the time you give the end note, it's all perfect. It's all perfect. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Keep on coming. We really enjoyed your session. Now I see some, yes, Soma is there. Is she available over here? Is it Soma?
Hello?
Are you guest or Toastmaster?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Gopalji. I'm a guest.
Okay. Ma'am, your face is not visible. Can you put down your camera?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, since you have joined very late, can you introduce yourself?
Actually, there was a meeting and I left from office after 6:30. And I also informed it to Radhika ma'am. That's why, yeah.
So no worry. So you are from Kolkata or you are from other place?
Yes, I am from Kolkata.
So you are doing some job.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining, but okay, no problem. You have joined today late, but I'll request you join the next session to our club. You will come to know what is happening in the Toastmaster Club, and then once you enjoy it, and then you may also join our club. With that, I officially end this session for today's meeting. So anybody who want to be here for small chit chat, we can be here. Otherwise, officially this meeting is over.
Thank you so much, Gopal. How are you? All good?
All good. All
Recording
good.
is still going on. Recording to be stopped.
Recording has to stop. Yes. Yes, some Ayush is there, or should I stop? I can stop from here. Yeah.